to the Dirty Folks podcast. I am Dirty Folks. Yo, so we're gonna do the recap on the show in a minute, man. We got the whole team, man. We doing some ghetto rig stuff. It's gonna be cool. Whole Facebook posse gonna be on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. When y'all see this, man, like and stuff, man. Help your boy get to 1,000 views. Um, First I want to say something about reparations. And I know they ain't really got nothing to add to reparations from what I'm about to say. So I'm gonna go on a quick monologue, and then I'm gonna bring in the guys. Okay, so California just um passed, well, they're going through the process of passing a bill to offer reparations. So they're not gonna do it on the federal level. It looks like they're gonna do reparations on the state level. And these liberal lesbian fat chicks is about to ruin it because they have no vision, no foresight, no discernment, and all liberal chicks know how to do is fuck up shit and then blame men for giving them exactly what they asked for instead of what they wanted because they don't know what the fuck they want because girls don't know shit. They just do shit. They not marathon runners. They treadmill sprinters. They run in the same amount as you, but they get no distance because these motherfuckers don't know shit. They just do shit. But what I'm gonna do is, man, I want to read these articles to you, and then I'm gonna give you a reference point that only dirty folks can give you because I know a little something about a little something, right? Like the nigga Alchemist say, man, yo, we're an average nigga. So check this out. Um, California group. Let me make this bigger for you. California group votes to limit reparations to slave descendants. I got so much to say about this. So much to say. Um, California's first in the nation task force on reparations voted Tuesday to limit the state compensation to the descendants of free and enslaved black people who were in the U.S. in the 19th century, narrowly rejecting the proposal to include all black people. You know I'm doing a podcast. He's supposed to be part of the podcast. The fuck. Anyway, um, where was that, man? Narrowly rejecting a proposal to include all black people regardless of lineage. The vote was split 5-4, and the hours-long debate at times testy and emotional. Near the end, the Reverend Amos Brown, president of the San Francisco branch of the NAACP and vice chair of the task force, pleaded with the commission to move ahead with a clear definition of who will be eligible for restitution. Skip this shit. Reparations at a federal level has not gone anywhere, but cities and universities are taking up the issue. The mayor of Providence, Rhode Island, announced a city commission in February, while the city of Boston is considering a proposal to form its own reparations commission. The Chicago suburb of Evanston, Illinois, I'm about to address this, I'm about to address this whole shit, became the first U.S. city to make reparations available to black residents last year, although there are some that say the program has done nothing to right the wrong. Um, here's what I'm gonna go with. Wait, I want to say this too. Those favoring a lineage approach said that a compensation and restitution plan has to be based on genealogy as opposed to race has the best chance. It's supposed to say chance, it says change. The best chance of surviving a legal challenge. They also opened eligibility to free black people who migrated to this country before the 20th century, given possible difficulties in documenting family history and the risk of time of being enslaved. Okay, fuck these people that say all reparations go to all black people because black is a color, it's not a culture. Check this out. So here's the deal. Here's the things that's going on. So this is how goofy quote unquote black people are. If you were here before 1860, which is what they're talking about, here before the 1900s, right? What they're saying is that you're black, but you can receive a check for reparations. But that means you're not black. That means you're native and indigenous to this nation, which means you should have the same benefits and privileges of Native Americans. They're still taking you away from this being your land and telling you from Africa. They still keep doing this shit, even though only 4% of all African slaves made it to the North America. This shit is in your books. Read a book. It tells you everywhere. Only 4%. That means 8 slaves per ship. Most of them went to Haiti. Some went to South America because that's where all the mining and all the sugar plantations were. America had chattel slavery, which means they didn't kill the slaves, said like what happened in Haiti and South America. They just worked them to death, so they had to keep replacing them. In America, they had cool slave masters that let you make babies and reproduce. 9, 10, 11 kids sometimes reproduce. So there was no reason to keep importing. Plus, it was less expensive just to take the people that were already indigenous to the land than it was to keep importing slaves from Africa. So that's just it. So, first of all, they're about to try to take away your indigenous title and entitlements to this nation. America, y'all niggas don't pay attention to this shit because y'all worry about bitches more than y'all worry about life. But America has a nation within a nation. That's what the Indian territories are. Niggas should be linking up with Indians, but they don't. They want to link up with Mexicans, with fucking Arabs, with black and brown coalitions. The motherfuckers y'all supposed to be riding with is right here in Montana, Dakotas, Nevada. Y'all don't even fuck with them people, man. Okay, that's number one. That's number one. Number two is they're telling you the cities that they're trying this policy in. The only city, because they're doing committees everywhere else, the only city that really did it was Evanston, Illinois. I'll show y'all again. I don't, know what I'm saying? Don't fake the funk on the nasty dunk. The south suburb of Chicago suburb of Evanston, Illinois, became the first U.S. city to make reparations. Okay, so let's go there. Let's go to the reparations thing. Did I take away the reparations? Here you go. Oh, that's something else. Okay, I'll tell you about the reparations thing, and I'll tell you why I got these pictures up. First, let me tell you who Edna Summers was. Edna Summers was my grandmother. Edna Summers was important enough to make the newspaper for a particular reason, and I'll tell you why. Edna Summers is my father's mother. So check this out. I just want to give y'all the explanation how I know from a vantage point how this reparation shit gonna go because they keep putting black bitches with white husbands in charge. Check this out. Edna Summers, 81, former Everson alderman and township supervisor. For those who don't know, a township supervisor is like being the president of the city council. So Edna Summers, 81, former Everson alderman and township supervisor and past president of the Evanston branch of the NAACP, died on Sunday, May 20th, from heart failure. Side note, side note, my grandmother died, I say from pneumonia. They say from heart failure. But I was at the hospital the week before she died. She went in on Mother's Day to get hip surgery, and she died a week later. I say it's because that fucking hospital was freezing. They didn't put socks on her. Nobody really was there. I came and visited her, held her hand all the way up to 2 days before she died. I wasn't there the day she died. My father was. My father blamed hip surgery on my grandmother dying his entire life, all the way until 2016 when my dad had to get hip surgery. The picture y'all see with me and my dad that I made the other post when we sitting on the porch, that was sitting on my grandmother's porch, the family house porch in Evanston, when he finally got the courage to take hip surgery. Because I told him, man, if I could survive 4 shots in 2015, he'll survive hip surgery because he's a Summers man. His whole life he been afraid of hip surgery because he thought that his mother died from hip surgery. But y'all looking at documentation. So just remember when I say niggas make up a story and say it so many times they believe the lie, perfect example. I'm gonna show this to my pops, yo, because this nigga been tripping about hips forever. Anyway, let's go back. So she died from heart failure. Okay. Miss Summers called herself a very late bloomer in politics, became an alderman at age 49. But she was the third of 7 children of politically active parents and well versed in policy issues. That's true. You had to be willing to come in, talk loud, and be part of the political debate, said her daughter Elizabeth. Okay, another side note. Another side note. You ever call somebody by their nickname so long you forgot their real name? I forgot until I read this article. I forgot my father's little sister, my aunt. Penny. She's been Aunt Penny my whole life. When I saw Elizabeth, I'm like, who the fuck is Elizabeth? She got another daughter, Aunt Penny. But I digress. Would y'all ever do that? Y'all can't even forget. You can't even remember my fucking name. Anyway, so you had to be willing to talk loud and be part of the political base, said her daughter Elizabeth. If you had a position, you better defend it or be prepared to support her position. Debate was always welcome. Miss Summers represented Evanston's 5th Ward for 13 years, beginning in 1968, and was Evanston Township Supervisor for 8 years. She was the matriarch of the council when I got there. Former Mayor Jay Light said she was one of the few politicians that was respected by absolutely everybody. She just stayed focused on the issues that were critical for her. Born in Evanston, Miss Summers lived for 75 years on the same block of Hartree Avenue. That's true. Hold on, real talk. Because I know niggas don't have daddies and people don't give a fuck about y'all. But look, my grandmother's father, Sam White, moved down from Minnesota and built a house on vacant land. Built one house for him, his wife, his 7 kids. He had too many goddamn kids. That's 7 kids. I seen the house. It's not that big. So then he bought the 2 plots of land next to it. He and his friends built houses next to the house that he came in. So now he owned all 3 houses on the corner. All he paid for was the land. Why? Because while y'all complaining that Mexicans can build a house in 4 days, at one point in time before all these baby boomers told y'all to go to get a college plan so you don't need no man, blacks were the craftsmen. They were the tradesmen. So the same things y'all see Mexicans doing now were traditionally uh repatriated slaves labor. So my grandmother was born in 1919. Both my grandparents, my grandfather, Bill too, was born in 1919. So my great grandfather was born in the 1800s. So he still had the skill sets that his father taught him. So that's how they ended up living on the same block for 75 of her 81 years because he built a house for his family and then he built a house next door to it and moved my grandmother in when she got married and she didn't hear me like my grandfather, but made my grandfather pay him for the house that he built for his daughter. So his daughter Edna, which is my grandmother, and then his daughter, um, God damn it, Mary Ann, um, no Beulah. I'm sorry, his daughter Beulah. They're next door. So it's my grandfather's house, my great grandfather house, Sam White, my grandmother house, Edna Summers, and right next to that was my aunt Beulah, which is my grandmother's sister. It's important that I say Beulah because I need you to understand all of them lived on that block for their whole life. But it's important that I mention Beulah for what comes next because I'm just gonna be about reparations. So let's go back. Giving y'all an inside track right here on how this goofy ass reparations shit ain't gonna work because they don't have no men and they hate niggas that think. But check this out. So um our parents are very involved in politics. They work for aldermen and mayors, and were exposed to state officials. We were at dinner in Northbrook when Mayor Richard J. Daley introduced John Kennedy. We went to the airport to greet Lyndon Johnson. We had pictures with Herbert Humphrey. I'm gonna stop right there. Not only do they have pictures of Herbert Humphrey, I met Senator Carol Moseley Braun coming home from school because I went to high school at Evanston. Stayed with my grandparents. Met Carol Moseley Braun at my grandmother's kitchen table. I met Paul Simon at my grandmother's kitchen table. I met Bill Clinton before he was the president. My grandmother got a picture with him. She used to hang over her coffee maker at my grandmother's kitchen table. My grandmother was plugged, humble as shit. Meager means no real money, just plugged as shit. That's why that whole high value shit, you got to understand what value is. That's also why I laugh when I be joking with the black bourgeois, like, how can I be black bourgeois? They're like, man, you got to be born into it. Nigga, I got more credential than you, dog. That's how I know y'all lame. Y'all don't do shit. Y'all just say shit. Y'all like fucking strong, independent single mothers. But this is what I'm going to go with next because the whole point was I wanted to show you that because I want to show you not only do I know about Evanston, Illinois, I grew up under that structure and I know all the people, right? That's why I'm mad these bitches cancel culture me because I was supposed to be a national figure in 2012, man. Fuck these bitches. I hate these black bitches so bad, bro, because they hate men. Anyway, so let me show y'all this. So shout out to Chicago Tribune, but I'm done with you. Thanks for reminding me of my grandmother. So the reparations committee was led by Alderman Cicely Fleming. That's a picture of Cicely. Here's another photo of Cicely. Alderwoman Cicely Fleming. Here's the thing about Cicely. Cicely's last name. Let me do it. Damn it, what happened? Cicely's last name was Wilson. Fleming is her married name. Shout out to her for not doing a hyphenated thing. Me and Cicely grew up together. We went to Evanston Township together. Anybody that know me from Evanston, they know Cicely. Now Cicely's the alderman, and she's head of the reparations board. When she went on WGN News talking about this goofy shit, I remember watching that fucking news program, and I said, "What the fuck is going on?" They let Cicely on this bitch, and I felt a certain type of way, like they can't be serious. Andrew Fleming is Everson native. Alderwoman Cicely Fleming enjoys her kids with her husband Andrew. Andrew is white as the driven snow, and I like Andrew. I like Andrew more than Cicely, but Andrew is white as the driven snow. I hung out with Cicely all through our childhood. She fucked with every dope dealer and car thief from 8th grade all the way to college. She went to Johnson C. Smith University, came back from JCSU, started fucking with more dope dealers. Everybody had to be a thug ass nigga when they black. When she met Andrew, Andrew was a fucking college student eating noodles, didn't even have a job. She supported this dude like I really like him. He's all he was white, and I like Andrew. And Andrew, he's got a job. He got a job in sports law or something like that. Worked for ESPN for a minute, or the Golf Channel. Worked for the Golf Channel for a minute. But I mean, he's a good dude. I like Andrew. But the thing is, the chances these fucking nigger wenches take for white boys to help them out, the shit that y'all looking for out these bitches that they give freely to white boys, but you gotta take penitentiary chances to fuck with this funky ass bitch. Anyway, Cicely is Beulah's granddaughter, my grandmother's sister's granddaughter. So in some strange way, I think she's my third or fourth cousin, because her mom and my dad are first cousins, because that's how that works. But I don't know what the children of the first cousins are, what numerical situation that is. But we grew up together, so I know exactly what's going on. Now I'm giving y'all this because I want to tell you what she said for the shit that she herself proposed when the shit went down. All of these posts, I see if I can make it bigger. Cause I want to show y'all all this, like, cause she was happy as shit on WGN News, like, yeah, we're gonna get reparations and we're gonna take care of everything. And I want you to look at the titles of every goddamn article on here about reparations. Uh, Evanston Council approves housing grants, because that's their reparations. Their reparations was the housing grant. They said if your family owned a home in Evanston since the 1900s, that you will get some type of housing tax credit. Y'all see me? Y'all ain't seen this shit. Um, you know what I'm saying? You'll get a housing tax credit instead of getting money, right? So if your family lived in apartments but they lived in Evanston, you still didn't get it. So they approve housing grants, but then here reparation plans in Evanston fall short. Cicely says. Historic reparations in Evanston aren't enough. Cicely says. This wasn't honoring my ancestors, Cicely says. But the whole motherfucking time I'm trying to talk to her, she's like, "Okay, I ain't fucking with you. You just be on some thug shit. I know you." And I'm like, "Yo, sis, like, you listen to wise counsel. I got a husband at home. White boy gonna tell me what to do." They use these black cunts with white husbands to push the black agenda, which makes perfect sense because black is only for who? Women, gays, and felons. That's it. Black is only for women, gays, and felons. So, um, I'll probably end up cutting that portion out, um, because we're gonna do the review